It's just all about love and life and living in freedom. That's what it's all about for me now.
Welcome to the Rich Spinster podcast. This is Alexis. And what a week it has been, you guys. From the hurricane, let's talk about the hurricane first. My heart goes out to everyone who has been impacted by Hurricane Melissa. I was watching the coverage and I have no words for the devastation that Melissa caused. I was really moved by some of the footage that I saw. I know that there's footage going around of guests complaining. They were complaining about being served pastries for breakfast and we have to pay full price for this resort. There are always going to be people who are selfish and self-centered, but I have been really moved by the outpouring of love there has been for those affected by this storm. I saw some coverage of people who were guests at these resorts, and the guests were out there helping to clean up, and it just made me feel good about people. And feeling good about people is not something that I have felt a lot recently. So the fact that I saw people coming together to be there for each other, that stuck with me a lot more than seeing people being selfish and entitled as fuck. You got to be entitled. Do you know, like, how is that type of entitlement created? That there can be a category 5 storm and your ass is over in Jamaica complaining about being served pastries for breakfast. Whoever that woman is, fuck you, bitch. What the fuck was she thinking? You know what she was thinking? She was thinking about herself. We have to keep our eyes on the people that were joining together with other people from all over the world. And they were helping. They were cleaning up. You know, my favorite person in the whole world was Mr. Rogers. And Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. And that's what I was doing on social media. I was looking for the helpers and I found them. I am also moved. I am also moved by the people that I am seeing online who are jumping in to help, who are saying, we're going to help stock pantries. We're going to sponsor SNAP recipients in our community. We're going to do whatever we can do to help one another. It is such a beautiful example of what should be. I want my tax dollars going to feed people who need extra help. Call me crazy. You know, I was intentional about the name of this podcast. This is the Rich Spinster podcast. And a lot of people would likely think, oh, it is because I love Louis Vuitton, which I do. But that is not why I named this podcast the Rich Spinster podcast. I named this podcast the Rich Spinster podcast because I understand how fortunate I am as a person. I am not a wealthy person, but I am so rich. I am so rich with love. I am so rich with support. I am housed comfortably. I have food in my refrigerator. I have a car. I can put gas in my car. I have enough. I have clean water. I am so rich. And I named the podcast the Rich Spinster Podcast because I wanted to remind myself all of the time about how truly blessed I am. I want us all to really remember how rich we are. This is, one of the richest nations in the world, and this is what we are doing. And why? Why? And it is not a time to really say, we told you so, although we told you so. It's not a time for that. What it really is a time for is to figure out how we can move forward together in the best way possible. How will we get through this together? It is November now. It seemed like October sprinted the hell away from us, and now we are in November, the month of thanks. But this month, a lot of people are going to be experiencing food insecurity. And I want to say they're experiencing food insecurity because that is the choice this country made. It's shameful. This shit is shameful. Let's be clear. I don't care what party you are affiliated with, whether you are a Republican or a Democrat. There should be no pro hunger party in America. Meanwhile, the presidential fuckboy is throwing parties and building ballrooms. And we were told by Conzilla that his number one priority is the ballroom. Imagine that. The press secretary of the United States fixed her mouth to tell the press that the president's number one priority is the ballroom. And he still has supporters. This is what blows my mind. Can we talk about the fact that it's obvious this motherfucker has had a stroke? Half his face is drooping. What the fuck? Nobody brings out these feelings like the presidential fuckboy. He brings out feelings in me. I go from someone who was relatively peaceful, I turn into Tupac. Whenever I see him, I'm like, first off, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim. There were so many days, you guys, where I feel like everybody has lost their minds. And then I'm glad I have you all, because then I know that I'm not the crazy one. And if I'm crazy, y'all crazy right along with me. So I feel less alone. Let's be clear. People have always had these struggles. They've been their families barely making it all the time. But this just feels particularly cruel because this all could have been avoided. But here we are in this shithole of a situation, and we will get out of it. And we will get out of it together. And so hang in there, everybody. I think it should also be said that there are some days where I don't feel as hopeful. You know, I was thinking the other day, I was like, you know what? With all the disasters that are happening in this country right now, with all the suffering that is happening in this country, and with all the lack of faith that people have in the government right now, I was like, maybe this motherfucker really will make America great. The idea that unity could come from suffering. Maybe this will be the time where people in middle America understand that we are all in this shit together. Maybe this is going to be a time where that person driving in that F-150 understands that him not having has nothing to do with another middle class person or a poor person having. The reason he doesn't have is because of billionaires who build ballrooms and shit. Maybe this will be the time that America really will be great, because we will see that our futures, our destinies are tied to each other, no matter the background, no matter the color of the skin, no matter the native language we speak. Our destinies are tied together. Maybe this will be the time where people finally get that. Maybe this will be a great awakening. But I don't know. I don't know. I can only hope. And I do. I have hope. I'm just going to say this. There are times when I just need President Obama to hold me in his arms and tell me that it's going to be okay. I need him to cradle me in his arms and tell me that it's gonna be okay. Or Michelle. I need one of them to take me in their arms, to pull me to their bosom, to rock me and tell me that this motherfucking nightmare is gonna be over soon. I just needed to get that off my chest. Make sure you guys go out and vote in your local elections, people. There are elections happening all over the country on Tuesday. Make sure you vote. As we can see, it's important. Usha, there has to be an explanation for Usha Vance. This is why I don't trust that people of color shit. This is why that people of color shit doesn't make me feel comfortable. Usha Vance is a perfect example of that. How do you lay your brown ass next to that motherfucker every night? He wants you to convert to Christianity. He has no respect for you. He has no respect for your culture. None at all. He's willing to sell you out for power. Not only is he willing, he has. More than that, you've sold yourself out. The only way I will respect you, Usha, is if you divorce this motherfucker today. You can leave today. Usha, if you need help leaving, send us a signal. If you want to leave this bitch and you're afraid, I'm sure does B613 really exist? Are there secret government groups that can help you? Usha, is this shit like Scandal? That's what I want to know. Maybe it is like Scandal. Maybe you really want to leave this motherfucker and you can't. You're stuck there at the vice president's residence and you can't get out. Usha, let somebody know. Do this or something. Do something to let us know. I need out this bitch. I need assistance and we will help you. Because if you don't do that, I'm assuming that you are a part of this, Usha. I'm assuming that you have sold yourself and your people down the river for the motherfucker that grew up on food stamps and yet is okay with 42 million Americans losing their SNAP benefits. And like Usha Vance is a very educated woman. Y'all really have to check out Usha Vance's resume. This says Usha is 39. Oh! You're aging like milk, Usha. Asian don't raisin. What is going on with you, Usha? See that? See, God doesn't like ugly. See what's happening to your face? That's what happens when you sell out your people, bitch. That's what happens. And I'm looking at pictures of her before and she was so beautiful. She looks tired now. You don't look well rested, Usha. Do you know why? Your ass probably can't sleep at night. Your conscience is in there saying, bitch, wake up. Wake up. Let's leave this motherfucker. Your conscience is kicking your ass, Usha. Because I don't understand what you are doing. Meanwhile, presidential fuckboys throwing great Gatsby parties. America's not a real place. America is not a fucking real place. And you know why America's not a real place also? It's not a real place because I'm agreeing with Marjorie fucking Taylor Greene. That's how bad things are. That I am agreeing with Marjorie Taylor Greene that the Republicans fucking suck. I don't know what would have happened had Kamala Harris won the election. I mean, some of us say she did win it, but that's another story. I don't know what would have happened if Kamala Harris was the president of the United States, but I know one thing for sure. This wouldn't be happening. 42 million people would not be losing their SNAP benefits. I know that wouldn't be happening. We are fortunate to have journalists who still believe in the job of journalism. We still have people out there willing to tell the truth, and not just willing to tell the truth, but willing to educate us. That's why I love Rachel Maddow so much. I love Rachel Maddow. Listen, for years, my dream has been to meet Rachel Maddow. And I don't understand why I have so many white lesbians in my life when none of them have been able to connect me with Rachel Maddow. They have failed me. They have failed me, y'all. But I will say this. If you tune into the Rachel Maddow show, anytime you tune into her show or even a Rachel Maddow interview, you will learn something. You will be educated on a subject, even subjects that you think that you know a lot about. Rachel will teach you more. And so if you want to learn more about what is going on, or if you want to dive a little deeper, Rachel Maddow is such a great place to learn because she doesn't just give you the information, she gives you history. Rachel Maddow is the best. She is the best. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I am extremely attracted to her. I'm attracted to her mind. Her mind. I want to be that brilliant. I would love to be Rachel Maddow brilliant. I mean, it just will never be. Anytime you hear Rachel Maddow speaking, you're absolutely going to learn something. And that is what America needs. America needs to learn something, damn it. You can learn something. Learn something. It's not cool to not know. Like, it's actually not cool to be like, I don't know anything about politics. Learn something about politics. Because what people are realizing now, the hard way, is that almost everything comes down to your vote. I'm neither Republican nor Democrat. I'm pro humanity. I'm pro giving a fuck about your neighbor. I'm pro feeding people who can't eat. I'm pro housing people. I'm pro clean water. I'm pro the environment. That's what I'm for. I'm anti cruelty. And the problem is, so many people are attached to party. So many people have found their identity within a political party, and no political party should be your identity. If a political party is your identity, you are in a cult. Halloween just passed. Did you all dress up for Halloween? I guess you could have dressed up as America because there is nothing scarier than America right now. I saw so many cute Halloween photographs. I have never been a Halloween person in terms of dressing up. It's just never been my thing. Even as a child, I wasn't really excited about dressing up for Halloween. I don't like being afraid. I don't like scaring kids. I don't like any of that. The only thing that I liked about Halloween was I did like trick or treating. I have memories of trick or treating as a child, and I loved trick or treating so much because it was just like, oh my God, I could just go to this person's house and there was candy there. But I didn't really care about dressing up. And in fact, dressing up felt more like a burden to me. Like, oh, fuck. What am I going to be? A princess? Okay. And like dressing up was just like a part of the bullshit that I had to go through in order to get the candy. Yeah, I didn't care. I was a very special child. Like, I was the kind of child, I just wanted to be an adult. And I would literally get ready for Halloween. Like, here we go with this bullshit again. I got to do this shit in order to get some candy. That's what I was thinking on the inside. Meanwhile, the adults in my life were like, oh, here's your Halloween costume and this is going to be so great. Inside, I was dying. Inside, I was like, I would just be perfectly happy if you just take me to the store and get me a Mr. Goodbar. So as I walked around as like a fairy princess with a wand made of aluminum foil, I was like, I really wish I didn't have to go through this shit to get a Mr. Goodbar. The one thing I love about November is that I feel that I am able in November to start playing Kelly Clarkson's Christmas album on repeat now. I know everybody talks about Mariah Carey's Christmas album, and yes, that's fine. I love it, right? That Kelly Clarkson Wrapped in Red Christmas album is the best Christmas album ever. I listen to that really year round, but when November comes, I cannot wait to start playing that album. I know everybody talks about Mariah Carey's Christmas album, and I know she's the queen of Christmas or some shit like that. But Kelly Clarkson's Wrapped in Red album, but that Christmas album fills me with the spirit of the holiday season. It's like the season cannot even start without that album. When it first came out, I was like, oh, great, another Christmas album. But when I heard it, though, when she had that special on NBC, though, the fact that Kelly Clarkson does not have contracted a Christmas special every year on NBC is clearly a missed opportunity for the network and a missed opportunity for joy for me personally. Wrapped in Red album is the one that gets me into the season. I'm so into the season that I have already sent my brother the exact gift that I want. The exact gift that I want him to get me for Christmas, which is a Paisley Ralph Lauren robe. I saw this Paisley Ralph Lauren robe online and I was like, Christmas is coming. He needs to get this robe now. I need to make sure that I can get this particular robe. So hopefully He paid attention to his text. I also sent it to my niece so that she could remind him to go ahead and order my gift because that is what I want for Christmas from my brother. So, on that note, thank you for listening to the Rich Spinster podcast. You can watch the podcast in its entirety on YouTube and listen to the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, and Apple Podcasts. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and I will see you next week.